Hello, I think we are live right now. So yeah, today essentially what we're gonna play is Slay the Princess. So I'm not particularly a big fan of dark fantasy game, but I'm trying to like get into it because like it's a really compelling theme for me, and I did try like something along the line of like Dark Souls and Elden Ring, and to be honest with you, it's not for me. Maybe it's just a game, or I'm just like too bad or something. But yeah, like I really wanna like those kind of games. So this is essentially my journey of loving the dark fantasy world. Oh fuck's sake, bro. Okay, this I'm gonna have a bad time. Cause I'm bad with horror games. Man.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Ooh. This is nice.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Why though? Why we need to slay the princess? She didn't do anything. Maybe I don't know, like seems like a not nice thing to do. Explore the end of the world. What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do it? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? But I kinda wanna know, like, why are we killing her?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
So essentially she's like a catalyst to the end? Maybe? But how can a princess locked away in a basement and the world? If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her. Yeah, I would. This is what I'm gonna say. Do you have any evidence to back this up? Have you considered that maybe the only reason, whatever.
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out, which she will unless you do something about it.
Okay. Okay, what happens if she
The
gets
more
out?
specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down.
So the game essentially don't want us to, empathize with the princess. But I really want to hear like what she has to say. I think. Do you have any evidence to back this up? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Can someone else forget I'm not doing this? Have you get some sort of reward? Nah, look, I'll talk to her. Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task?
Why are you
Make it
pressing
this
me?
far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Wait. Look, I'll go to the cabin, I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her. then maybe I'll say yeah. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. Okay, so let's get this over with. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do, sweet. I've always wanted to offer monarch. Viva la revolution. Silently continue to the cabin. Yeah, I'm just gonna silently continue to the cabin. We'll see what.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
True.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's me. What do you mean? Okay, quick save. Okay. Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I'm gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Yeah,
Don't
she
let it
sounds
fool you.
assertive.
It's all part of the manipulation.
Ready to say hi? Okay, I think I'm here. I'm gonna continue down
Good.
the stairs.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and
Whoa.
lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
But this chain is broken off. You think? They probably don't use this. I don't know.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Okay. Still your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
True.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She doesn't seem trustworthy.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What if she isn't bluffing? What if?
You're so close. Don't give up. You've come this far. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
Why the voice of the hero and the narrator sounds the same now?
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
You're not the one to... You're not the one that... Well, I mean... I'm the one that holding the knife. You don't have an option.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Are you sure you don't want to talk?
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here.
Look, I want to get to know her first. Oh, come on. Okay, drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
He sounds so disappointed by us.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
An awkward... Yeah, I don't know, miss. I'm here to just kill you. And I don't know why these people are paying me to kill you. Sorry. Yeah, it's a pretty awkward relationship. Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're... Okay. I'm here because you're supposed to end the
Don't
world.
just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster? If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Yeah, allegedly. What are you going to do if I let you out of here? I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
She seems unbothered.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Well, you were hoping I'm gonna release you.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
True, I don't know. She could lie.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Well, there's a reason why you're locked up here. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That's what I'm here to find out.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
What's your name? How long have you been down here? What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
How long have you been down?
Too long.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm
yeah.
guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Oh, look at her.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
I mean, the red text aside, if you take it as what it is, it could mean anything.
And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
Okay, that's a threat. Never
You
mind.
have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
You want to kill her? Or let her out? Pick a side. Okay, let's get you out
Oh,
of
for the love of...
here. Hey, what can I say? I'm a sim. I'm a
Good.
sim, alright?
I'm glad you've come to your senses.
You're making a huge mistake.
Well, I don't know you, narrator. Why should I even trust you in the first place? You could be lying to me this whole time.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Fair.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides me cutting you out of here? Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to put it. Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be a key. Because we just... When we arrive, there isn't anything in there. So...
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete
And
nonchalance.
she's fine with it.
If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Man.
Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Yeah, somebody-
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Well, I have a theory. Maybe once we slay the princess, we stuck down here anyway. Maybe. I don't think shouting gonna help. So
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
I'm not gonna.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
But not easy for me.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Bro.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Bro, we cut the bitch out. We cut the bitch out.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp and you make quick work of it. Before long you're able to crack through bone and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound.
Bro, she's unfazed.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the lock.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
I knew it. You're in it too.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
What? You can't do that.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Oh.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
You're lying. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
Nuh-uh.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid
Oh,
hands.
we're not even humans. What the fuck?
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
She killed us.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
I feel like we're gonna die either way. I don't know.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
I'm getting a terrible sense.
A terrible
of deja
sense
vu.
of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess.
True.
We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Well, I feel like if you know the secret, then it's gonna be redundant, right?
And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Then let's get to the details, okay? This is more than just a deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing really just
We could
happened.
go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to it? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only
Yes.
happened because you didn't listen to me.
You knew
The
that I
absolute
died.
irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Well, you did this before, I can tell.
Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
It sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Yeah, true.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Well, she was saying that she might see us in another universe, right? So, I guess she's trying to tell us something.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Well, you just
Do you think the
restart.
people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
I'm not sure.
What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin.
Yeah.
For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are.
Well, we did release the princess and nothing really happened. It just restarted. So anything that you say doesn't really hold up.
You're talking in circles. No,
Yeah.
I'm talking in facts.
Let's talk
Just
about
be
this
quick
princess.
about it.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time and because I let her. And all she did was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the world? Yeah.
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Well, I'm not gonna believe you until I see it for myself.
You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right?
And the fact that you didn't tell us anything prove that what you're trying to do is not in my best interest.
What proof could you possibly ask for?
Show me. I'm not asking you to tell me, show me.
Literally anything.
Well, not anything, but
Fine. Check your pockets.
check your pockets.
You put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope with the
we're
words,
not
the evidence,
a
written
prison.
across the front.
Yeah, right. You could just put this.
Within, you find a note in your
The princess
handwriting.
will end the world if
It
you don't
reads,
stop her.
The princess will end the world if you don't
This
stop
is
her.
an
This
immutable
is an
truth."
immutable truth.
I mean, we could write this, cause like, how are we gonna write a pencil? How are we gonna write and hold a pencil? I don't think we even know how to write.
That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to?
Yeah.
Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
True. Who locked her in the basement? What is the
People
place?
locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Yeah, if people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me? Why I have to do it? The only answer is both me and the princess is dangerous for them.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh,
Yeah, right.
I didn't know we were special.
Don't believe
Of
him.
course you're special. Why else would you be here? Yes, right. We're here because we're special. Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
You're being cagey. Why aren't you
I've
telling
told
me?
you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of
Everything
note is an
changes.
iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Yeah, there's a mirror. And everything changes. Now it's stones instead of like wood. Or planks. This whole cabin is different than the last time. Okay, I'm gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
True. Push the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Oh, I'm curious. What are we? Are we even a person? Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the mirror. You just removed the mirror? That's sus.
But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep
Yeah.
our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Maybe we're like, oh, maybe this is like Beauty and the Beast kind of thing. There's a reason why he changed it.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
Maybe it's a different princess. We don't know.
Well, isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Fine, let's get it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely
There's
illuminate
torches
your
now?
path,
Okay.
dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
She sounds
Does she
different.
remember us? You walk down the stairs
She
and lock
is
eyes with the
different.
princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves.
Oh.
The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here.
Well, we can't just cut off her head.
Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless. That was there last time too, wasn't it? It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
True. I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her. Here, leave the princess. Nah, the narrator is just gonna lock the door or sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Ah, she's scared now.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Well, maybe she's lying, but you know, we'll see. Let's get closer.
Do you think this is a game? Do you think these chains take away my say in things?
As you move towards the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists.
Oh,
In an instant, they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly. The metal chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves with a muscled intensity.
Drop the knife or you die.
What is she doing? We weren't trying to attack her. I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea. She doesn't have much agency here. Would we have trusted her if the roles were reversed? I don't know. How about we think about the nuances of interpersonal relationships when we're not being strangled? How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
okay. So, I'm planning to drop it, but if we drop it and she killed us anyway, well, that doesn't make sense, because we're gonna let her out. I think she's gonna let us out. She gonna, yeah, she not gonna kill us.
As your weapon falls pathetically to the floor, the princess releases you from her stranglehold, shoving you away with a swift kick. Your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck as you regain your senses, watching with a dazed expression as the princess snatches up the blade.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly, as she raises the blade to her throat.
You can stay right where you are for this next part.
What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck. No.
Watching an easy. I have to see it.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, her smile unwavering as she soars through skin, veins, cartilage. At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way through her neck. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that?
Yeah, that is weird. Why?
Huh. So that's her play.
We're gonna kill her anyway.
Killing herself? She isn't dead yet. Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet. Oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please
Yeah,
tell
sure,
me
put
we
it
can
back,
put
man.
it back.
Like Lego. Do it.
The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world. Are you sure she's not winking at us? Obviously not. She is thoroughly deceased. I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
And
We
what
should
is it?
take her with us, don't you think? What? No, you shouldn't do that. Why would you do that? I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right? You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave. Even after all that, you're still not satisfied, are you? Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them.
Yeah.
I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop reading into things, the danger has passed. You can relax. I'm just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down. I am. I'm on team, let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already?
Take the princess with you, yeah.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin. Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved. She didn't. She's dead.
How do you know
But
that?
what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it.
Leave the cabin and claim your reward.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already... Over? Is he gone? But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
But you don't get a chance to respond. Something has taken her away. Is there something else in that place?
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went. I don't know how we even go about looking for her. Yeah, Nereid is gone. Yeah, approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scares
It's
me.
different now. It feels... I don't know. Final. You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger.
The voice feels more distant as you approach. Oh, it's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of
Yes.
fragile vessel?
Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart.
This one is cold as because she has protected herself.
Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Is this the end of the
How
world?
can the world have ended if we are talking?
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Say nothing. Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. I know only that they are.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you free?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
How many more?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
But what if I don't let you?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
you're being cement. What are you going to do if I help?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. Okay. Well, I still remember.
You're on a path in the woods,
That was so.
and at the end of that path
I
is a
hate jump
cabin.
scare, dude.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Silently continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save Prince. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed to the cabin. Is anything gonna change?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table, the blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want.
Okay, last time we took the blade. I'm just gonna go in raw dog it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stair.
Hello? Is someone there?
Oh, she's different now.
Hypnotizing.
Okay.
It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game.
I'm here to save you.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these?
Hold on, let's talk.
Okay.
So I've been locked up down here for us. I'm sorry, but I just can't trust you. This doesn't add up, and is it worth the risk to take your words over potential fate?
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason.
And what is it?
I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
Okay, so our goal is to piece her back together. So what are we doing here? Okay. We might need it. So I'm just
Thank
gonna.
you.
I'm just
You
gonna
turn back to the stairs.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here. You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains?
Oh, that's
She
her.
can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but I'd hurry if I was you. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger? Oh, you coward!
No, I don't think we can. Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
Oh, bro.
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
Close.
As you step towards the severed limb, you hear the pattering of feet behind you, soft against the basement floor, then loud and desperate against the stairs. You turn to chase after the princess, but she's fast and has too much of a lead. She slams the door behind her before you can make it to the top of the stairs. The lock clicks into place. No!
Thanks for letting me out. I'd return the favor, but I think we both know that I can't trust you to let me stay free.
With those parting words, the princess walks away, her quiet footsteps eventually fading as she leaves you and the cabin. It can't just end like this. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. You don't know how much time passes before the end, but eventually it comes. The world ends, and you end with it. You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Proceed to the cabin. I don't know.
A warning before you go in. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Proceed into the cabin. Okay. Now I'm just gonna go in and save her.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a
Which I
chaotic
get it.
weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happens to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do...
I don't think they're gonna let us see you. Enter the
No
basement.
blade. I hope you know what you're getting us into. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair.
I feel like the last time we just, I think we kind of hesitated, and for us to like get her back in one piece is just blindly put faith in her. So I think that's what I'm gonna do now.
The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Probably.
Silence, I see. Don't think I've forgotten about you. I recognized the sound of your nervous little footsteps as soon as they came into my home. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do. Fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room, but you can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick root.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
She's acting like the two of you already know each other.
Oh, she is chained up.
You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us?
I want skeptic back.
Just focus on the
This
task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this serious. Let's chatter up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
I'm unarmed.
You came to me with empty hands last time, too. But that didn't mean you hadn't been plotting something nasty all along. What you did showed me as much.
But we didn't plot anything. We just made an informed decision based on the information we had at the time. I think you're both making perfectly valid points. Sure, we didn't plot anything, but it's easy to see how she might think we did.
Yeah, so every princess have different thing to say. So I think we have to know almost everything. I think. I know I don't think of merciless time, but I think we should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Oh, shut up, narrator. You don't benefit us either. I didn't bring my blade down. Remember how I was supposed to get you out of those chains?
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
True.
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
I'm sorry about that. Like,
Smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. Well, if you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
okay, let's leave.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are
no.
face to face. She never breaks
She's
eye
cute.
contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Fair.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us.
She might kill us, but I think that needs to
Doesn't
happen.
matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
I don't have anything. I think you might know that more than I do. And if I go in front of you, I could just lock you up again. And it's not that. Explorer.
And turn my back on you? Do you think me a fool? Your tricks are one of the only things I've known, and I've learned better by now.
Fair.
Just go first.
Blind faith or don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna step to the stairs. I think that's the right thing to do. You're the one who said that you can't leave here without me, which means I hold all the cards. I think. Oh man, if I step. You know what? Yeah.
The princess leans close, her nose twitching as she sniffs your neck inquisitorially. What is she doing?
I think she's trying to figure out if we're lying, so it's a good thing we didn't lie.
Your stink is the stink of a wretch, but not of a liar. If I have to go first, I'll go first. But I'll have you know my ears are sharp, and I've got eyes on the back of my head. They'll be watching.
Eyes on the back of her head. Does she really?
No, we're fine.
The princess pointedly turns her back on you and starts up the stairs. You follow close behind her, the two of you walking on tiptoes through the knotted roots of the basement stairs.
We're almost there. You better not try anything. I know you're thinking it.
Us? No! Never. Just keep your eyes peeled when you get out of the basement, if you catch my drift.
I don't follow.
Oh, you'll know it when you see it. The princess reaches the top of the stairs and crosses over the threshold, turning back to smile at you. But something catches her eye.
Oh no?
It's the blade, isn't it? I was going to tell you to grab it once we got upstairs. That was the whole keep your eyes peeled thing, and then you would have stabbed her in the back and we would have been winners.
Oh, no wonder. That is true. We could have just stabbed her.
I wonder if perhaps you were planning to bury this in my back. What an awful little scheme that would be. Too bad I got here first, and I don't even need it.
True.
Bye-bye, you loathsome little nuisance.
She slams the door on you.
What
Its
a
lock
bitch.
swiftly clicks into place.
No, not again. Locked in the basement. I thought for sure she was just going to stab us.
The princess cackles from the other side of the door.
I can't believe you let me do that to you again.
I thought you needed me.
I do, but I just couldn't help myself. And we both know that you're already scheming about how to get back at me if I ever open this door. So we're going to stay exactly as we are right now, for as long as either of us live. As if I could ever trust you after everything you've done to me. And after what I've done
I
to
did
you,
nothing.
you can't trust me either. Neither of us is ever getting out of here. It's in our nature to be trapped.
You tried it.
Okay, fine. You
No,
got it. Very fine.
you're going to sit down there forever, languishing.
Force the door. I don't think that's gonna help.
Why isn't he saying anything? I think he's gone.
Yeah, he's dead. Huh?
Oh, I didn't think I'd ever have to see you face to face again. Otherwise, I might have given you a little more courtesy at the top of the stairs. No hard feelings, I'm sure. Why is everything going away? I feel cold.
Okay. No.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a... Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you can. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so... You better watch your back. You...
Approach the mirror. What? Kissing Tio. You've grown. Wait, I don't... Yeah. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Man, that hand placement is sus.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same. Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am. What I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? I don't think that's gonna happen. We'll see. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same thing I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. Do not worry. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is hope, marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous and weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
So you don't have any preference on how you like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I feel things will be.
The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have given me enough to build upon. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. The task of finding my vessels is your burden to carry.
I'm ready to go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Yep, it happened again. It goes dark and you die. And chapter 1 again, yes, of course.
You're on a path in
Okay.
the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
I think I'm gonna stop for now. And save this. Okay. I think that's it gonna be for me. I would like to play this game further. This this is great. I'm having fun, even though it's scary at times, but I'm totally digging this. So I'll see you again. I'll see you again. I mean, I'll see you later. Fuck, I'm so cringe.